Yaddle, Chattle.
And it's a Star Wars podcast, baby. And it starts right. My name is Darth David. I'm the Sith who likes to party, likes to get fired up, likes to enjoy himself, likes to bring the fire and the passion and the energy. You're going to be dealing a lot with me today.
Yeah.
But that's not all. With me, co-host extraordinaire sitting directly to my left, your right. He represents the light side of the Force rather than the dark. And he tells me he's sick today, but I said he was going to call out of Yaddle Chattle. Mr. No Sensitivity said, well, I appreciate that you're sick, but you're still doing Yaddle Chattle, you son of a bitch.
That's fine. If he gets sick, it's on him.
But we're here, Darth David, Jedi Jared, and first of all, technically we have missed zero work. We did not.
Oh, we have to address
Well,
it.
we are going to address it because I want all the Yaddle heads to know we did a goddamn fucking episode.
It was a banger.
On
it was
Friday.
A really good episode last week.
It was a good episode on Friday where we discussed Ahsoka Part 3 and a couple of the stories. Then I try sending it to Yaddle Chattle super producer Bobby Tamburo, and I instantly go, oh fuck, because the goddamn file won't play. I go, oh fuck. I press play, nothing. I said, oh fuck. Oh yeah, 5 fucks.
And then Detective Bunk went, fuck.
By the way, it was great. Jared is sensing impending doom and a straight up Sith meltdown. Just excused himself. He got the fuck out of here. The way Wedge and Lando got out of the goddamn second Death Star before the motherfucker blew up. And I gotta tell you, the second Death Star was a safer location than Eastside Dave, than Davy Mac Darth David's apartment. Because the cursing, the yelling, the threatening to kill myself, the hitting my head into the wall, that happened. I did lots of things. I slapped myself in the face. I then called up nearly crying to Bobby Tamburo. Bobby, you don't know how to fix a corrupt file, do you, Bobby? He's like, no, if it says corrupt file, you're pretty much fucked. We've done this. This is Yaddle Channel 70. Well, technically, sort of 71, but it's Yaddle Channel 70.
70.5.
I don't want everyone to get confused. But the point is, in all 69 previous episodes, no corrupt file. We had one issue one time with the microphone, remember? Yes. Where the goddamn fucking computer microphone took over and used that shitty mic. And we didn't ask for that to happen. Instead of our beautiful HD $10,000 fucking microphone sitting right in front of us that we paid for. I paid for. I still haven't seen a nickel out of you. But well, I will say this. Based on 2 weeks ago.
I love how you noticed my eyes looking down at the dinner I brought.
Based on 2 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, when you made me, what was this? Kielbasa. Jared gave me a kielbasi. Kielbasi? I thought it was kielbasa.
Kielbasi, whatever.
All right. Well, Jared makes me a kielbasa. It's in the shape of a fucking horseshoe. I go, that's great. But how the fuck am I supposed to eat it? Because they don't sell goddamn horseshoe buns last time I checked. Now, if everyone's eating kielbasa, then maybe the goddamn bun companies need to figure that out. Or I got another Shark Tank fucking thing from Mark Cuban. Davy Mac's fucking horseshoe bun.
Thank you, Joe Dallas. We'll do the points this time. We'll get to all the emails that
we're going to get to the emails that we didn't do last week, and then we're just pretty much going to say, fuck you last week, because we don't want to just be sitting here repeating ourselves. But we are going to cover quickly Ahsoka Part 3, because that's big. We need to cover all of Ahsoka. We need to review it. And we do have a few points about that. We'll go into Ahsoka 4. We'll do a couple stories. We're going to do one little story, I think, from last week. But besides that, we got enough. We got a lot. But I got to show you this. This week, look at this. Now, what is this?
Bratwurst.
And look at what he brought me. Proper proper shaped fucking sausages and proper shaped buns. Because if you bring me a goddamn kielbasa, I don't have horseshoe buns, do you? Yaddle heads? No one does. This smells good. Golly. I'm a little hungry, you know that? Okay, this is good, Jared.
Thank you. Thank you. Costco.
Now, what kind of convict?
Costco brand bratwurst.
Okay, when I was a child, I used to put ketchup on hot dogs. As an adult, I switched to mustard. I think that's the proper thing to do. You don't chastise a kid for using ketchup. They love ketchup. It's a fucking magical ingredient.
I have an aversion to mustard from years of working at the Englishtown flea market and having to clean a hot dog cart. Like, ketchup's easy to clean off, but mustard, like, it sticks and it smells after being at, like, 95 degrees sun
So
all
both
day.
you and I worked a hot dog cart at one point in our lives.
Yeah.
Now, I was not an actual hot dog vendor the way people thought I was on the Ron and Fez show, because when Ron brought me in, he made that joke, and people ran with it because they believed everything. But
I was one of those
did
people.
work. But when I said this before, when I was 14, I worked at my first job was at the butcher block in Spring Lake. I was a little butcher kid, and with the apron and everything. And then when it was weekend time, sometimes they would put me outside with the hot dogs, with like an old-fashioned hot dog cart, and I could serve hot dogs.
That old lady's super nice.
Which old lady?
The one that owns the butcher block. Isn't it an old, like a family-owned thing? In the
Yeah! You're right. But how do you know? It's in Spring Lake.
I've been all over the place, man.
That's my hometown. You know the butcher block.
Yes, I've been in almost every meat store, sub shop.
Because of the iced tea job.
Yeah.
He's an iced tea distribution.
Was.
He's the president of all of iced tea.
Yes.
He's the king of all iced teas. That'll be like your Stern thing. Remember when that was big, where like everyone was the king of all ...
Yes.
After he was the king of all media? And then you had this person, I'm the king of all this, I'm the king of all parking lots, I'm the king of all cars. You're going to be the king of all butchers. You're the king of all iced teas.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it.
But I appreciate this. So this is not, they're not mini kielbasas. Instead,
they're bratwurst.
Bratwurst. What's the difference, please?
I don't know, but I want to actually learn how to grind meat, so.
You're going to learn how to grind meat.
I'd love to.
Well, listen.
I wish I had the room in my house for a meat grinder.
If you want to learn how to grind meat, I suggest you take a visit to the West Village in New York.
What, the meat packing industry?
Get it?
Yeah.
Well, that's where the gay people are.
Yeah.
Grind meat, like you're going to fuck a guy.
Yeah. Grinder, grind meat guy. I got it.
Sith humor, making fun of all the people. Sith humor, mocking all the people. Sith humor, punching down. Okay. So anyway, so that was a horrible experience. I did not give up on the episode throughout Friday. I know this is so sad, but you should know
It's a holiday weekend.
On a holiday weekend. And we did, on a holiday weekend, a brand new Davey Mac Sports program, which was fantastic, that Bobo and Big A were a part of, so go check that out. But we did that on Saturday. So I was still driving all the way through New Jersey, and then I get back from the Davey Mac Sports program. There's a wrestling pay-per-view on Sunday. And even though there's a wrestling pay-per-view, all night long I was trying to figure out how to uncorrupt files. Trust me, you don't have to send me anything now. Now we're doing Yaddle Chattle 70. And now that this is Yaddle Chattle 70, fuck it. That other Yaddle Chattle is gone to the world between worlds, my friend, which popped up on Ahsoka Part 4. We're going to get into that in just a moment. I think the thing I wanted to start with, and that'll lead me to a different article, is this is the one thing we talked about last week that we may discuss here, which is Liam Neeson on Conan O'Brien's very successful podcast says that Star Wars has too many spin-offs, movies, and TV shows, and it is diluting the franchise. And also, Star Wars fans are a cult. Let's discuss first, Star Wars fans are a cult. Because I enjoy that. I enjoy that comment. Again, these celebrities don't seem to understand that it's good to be passionate about, your franchise. If you have many, many people passionate about your franchise, that's a good thing. I don't think Star Wars is a cult.
No, it's not.
Could it be a religion?
Yes.
See?
No.
It's almost a religion because
you got to do this line as George Lucas because there was a Mad TV did a lot of like George Lucas parodying stuff.
They did?
Yeah, back like when the prequels came out.
Yes.
And one of them was like, if Star Wars is a religion, then that makes me a god.
If Star Wars is a religion, then I fashion myself after Jim Jones, you see? And what I want to do is I want to build like a nice compound where everyone's going to, maybe like near Lucasfilm Ranch. Skywalker Ranch.
It would be more like Charlie Manson.
Yeah, so
long hair.
Yeah, but
drugs.
but see, the point of my thing is I don't want them to go out and kill. I just want to convince all these motherfuckers who gave me a hard time about Jar Jar. Drink the Kool-Aid, boys and girls, mommies and daddies. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Drink the Kool-Aid, young boy. Don't cry. Don't cry, little boy, little girl. Don't cry. Just drink the Kool-Aid. Soon you'll be happier.
I mean, based
it.
on that documentary.
Now, if you don't drink the goddamn Kool-Aid, I do want to remind you, we have 20 people. I got Dennis Murin. Okay, we got 20 people with fucking Uzis. Okay, so don't try to run away or leave or get on a plane with a senator and an NBC camera crew. Just drink the fucking Kool-Aid. That's what you get for all your fucking Jar Jar comments. Now everyone loves Ahmad Best. I loved him. Guess who loved him first? In 1997, my fucking white ass did. I said this kid's gonna be funnier than Eddie Murphy. No shit.
I thought what's his face said that.
Liam Neeson might have said that, or one of those fuckers. McGregor. I don't remember, but I'm stealing it from my own. They're not here now. Anyway,
cult? No, it's not. It's too big to be a cult. Cult is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
That's cult.
Which my wife is a part of.
Right. I've never gone to one, but I actually like the movie because I like the songs. What's your favorite Rocky Horror Picture Show song, please, right now? Come on!
Time Warp.
Time Warp?
Yeah.
That's just awful cliche bullshit. It's not even the best song on the album. No.
I leave that up to my wife.
There's a light burning at the Frankenstein place. There's a light. All right, well, you get the joke. That's either number one or it's going to be the Meatloaf. Whatever happened to Saturday night? What a make the bad out, that's all right. Happy to the master. Yeah, those are the two best songs. Come on. You know what? The intro.
What, the Rocky?
And a late night double feature picture show. I could fucking sing that shit. Maybe I should convince Spring Lake Community Theater because they do like little plays and shit. Like Scrooge, like Christmas Carol, Scrooge, whatever the fuck it's called. And maybe I could convince them to do Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Red Bank does it.
Spring Lake a little too tightly
Bank,
buttoned up though
maybe.
For Rocky Horror.
I know Red Bank does that. They do a screening once a month and
No. I'm talking performing it live.
Oh,
on the theater. Yeah, on the stage. And I'm gonna try out for the part of fucking Eddie. The Meatloaf part. I just told you I could sing that song.
You do realize that.
Whatever happened to Saturday night? I mean, whoa.
Yeah, you should totally do it because then we don't have to do Yaddle Chattle for 6 weeks. You won't be able to do Davey Max Sports Program. You won't be able to do whatever Eastside Dave.
What?
Because you have to be at rehearsal 3 to 4 nights a week for like 6 weeks. My wife just did Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Eddie has one song in the fucking play. I don't need to be out there. I'll come in for 5 minutes, rehearse my Eddie song, and then see you later.
That's not how rehearsals work.
Oh, come on. Why do I gotta I'm a multimedia star. I shouldn't have to fucking go in there. I should be able to zip in and out.
It's an ensemble cast. That's not how it works.
You gotta treat me like primetime Deion Sanders. And because he's making all the papers because of Buffalo. He's the new Colorado Buffalo coach, and he got a big win. He got a big upset.
Wait. He's the
head football coach of Colorado.
Of the Broncos or the U?
No. University.
Oh wow.
Colorado, yeah. But he wasn't supposed to win on Saturday, and he got an upset victory. Now everyone's like, prime time! He's prime time's the new goddamn Lombardi. But the point is, prime time could zip in and out. You know, Falcons, Braves, quick, on a jet. That's the treatment I deserve. So it's not a cult. We've established that. Number 2, too many movies and TV shows. Is that diluting the franchise? That's what Liam Neeson says. Qui-Gon.
No.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I think he's. When was the last movie came out? What, in 1819?
2019.
So we're talking 5 years since the last movie, and they've been averaging 3 shows.
4 years. I mean, your math isn't so great.
Sorry, I'm a little sick. 4 years.
Oh, what was that? Did you hear me coughing? No. If that was because of you,
Then that's on you, because you told me I had to be.
we had to do it. We did a Yaddle Chattle last week, and no wonderful Yaddle heads got to hear our magic, so we had to give it to him today.
So, no, it's not diluted. I mean, 3 shows a year isn't really a lot, considering Marvel's been doing 3 to 4 shows a year and like putting out 3 movies a year and all the other shit that they do. I feel like, if anything, I would love to see a Star Wars show once a quarter and not have any movies. But that's just me.
Whoa! That is a hot take. That's a fucking hot take. Well, I know, but the movie theater Star Wars experience is one of the best movie theater experiences one can have.
Sure, but
It was literally designed for a movie
yeah,
theater.
but the times have like dramatically changed.
Because of
Not only technology,
people have better televisions
but
and
it's
sound.
like the cost of going to a movie, like for a family of 4,
It's expensive.
to go to a movie theater and then have a bunch of like a movie like Star
No,
Wars.
that's a good point.
The theater's going to be packed. You're going to have a bunch of teenagers.
No, hold on. I don't even give a shit about that.
Who are going to be on, they're going to be on their fucking phone.
These movie studios and theaters keep, complaining about, oh, listen, Netflix is going to destroy shit and this and this and this. And it's like, hey, motherfuckers, you've outpriced the fucking movies. When we go to a movie, it shouldn't be like going to a fucking Rolling Stones concert. I myself go with my 2 kids, get some fucking candy. Every goddamn time I look down, $65 for fucking popcorn and soda and candy and 3 tickets.
So this is how.
What the fuck?
This is what the problem is. The theaters charge for the prints, or not the studios charge for the prints, and the theaters don't even make any money off tickets.
No, movie theaters are essentially gigantic popcorn and candy stores.
Yes.
That I know that. You get a little something, but you're right. Studio gets something like 95% of the money.
And which is
the theater
fucking ridiculous.
Right. So again, it is the fucking studios being greedy.
Well,
Because they're the ones who must be determining what the ticket price is, I would imagine. If the movie theater doesn't give a shit, doesn't get any of that ticket money,
well, the way it used
then
to,
it would make sense that it's the studio raising the ticket price.
the way it used to be was like Paramount had a theater, and Paramount would show its movies in that theater. Warner Brothers would have, whatever theater that would show only Warner Brother movies. And you like United Artists. And that's why, like, way back when, you used to have United Artists theaters.
Right.
And theaters called Paramount and all of that stuff. And now you've had the rise of, like, the cinema.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
The rise of those cinemaplexes where they've got, like, 12 theaters and they're showing all different ones kind of at the same time.
Right.
Changed the model, killed the model, so now we have to pay $10 for popcorn and $20 for a drink.
But the ticket prices themselves are expensive. The soda's gotten out of control. There is no point. I'm just going to be sneaking shit in for the rest of my life. And every time I've done that, honestly, I have a blast. Because they got a food court right by my goddamn movie theater. Have you ever sat down with a couple of Whoppers and fries, a soda, and a milkshake? You sneak, oh my God, I snuck a whole Burger King meal into a movie once, and I'm like, this is the single greatest experience of my entire life. Eating Burger King, soda over here, milkshake over here, Whopper over here, fries. It was great.
No, we went
Great.
We went. I forgot what movie we saw, but we went to the one in Menlo Park Mall where it's like the AMC dine-in.
Right,
where
I've
you
been
can
to that,
order, like,
and
a
that's
drink
cool. And the waiters come to your table, which is cool. Because then you never have to.
TGI Fridays level food, but it's okay.
Right. But
What are you not expecting?
You could get some booze.
Yes, you can order liquor.
You could get booze too, so that's always fun. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So you don't think it's you don't think things are getting too diluted? I agree with you. I don't think things are getting too diluted yet. But it brings me to an interesting article.
I'm kind of surprised that he would say this now.
Because he actually might get work if they're going to do Obi-Wan Season 2. But you would imagine Qui-Gon's now going to begin teaching Obi-Wan how to be a Blue Force ghost live in the afterlife.
He's in his, 60s, right? 70s. He does those Taken or Taken-esque rip-off movies anytime where he does a few moves and he kills some people.
Yeah, my family got kidnapped yet again. At a certain point, Liam Neeson, look in the mirror and say, are you a bad father and or husband? Because your wife and daughter constantly are getting kidnapped. Maybe pay for a bodyguard. Do you ever think of that? See what Kevin Costner's up to.
Well, he left Yellowstone, so he's available for work.
I'm talking about the bodyguard.
No, I get it.
Okay.
But, I can see his point where it used to be like a big event, but now, I'm trying to think. I think the last really big Star Wars event was The Force Awakens. And I feel like...
in terms of what? Anticipation? Yes. In terms of oh my God, Star Wars is coming back. 2015, Force Awakens. Because it was a big deal. Because it was Episode 7.
And you had five...
Nothing has compared to that. I agree with that.
And you've had 4 other movies come out since then. And it was never that level of hype.
No, although I think there was the second most buzz... I feel like was Mando Season 1 with the kickoff of Disney Plus itself.
Well, I think that those two tied in together because this was the first time there was a live-action Star Wars show. You had big name writer, director, actor behind it. There were no Jedi, so it was something kind of different.
Yeah, I agree.
But... I don't think it's necessarily diluted.
But you just said that you don't want them to make movies.
No, I don't.
That's controversial, brother. How? How can you not want them to make fucking movies? So you don't go to the movies anymore? Because you have a baby? What about the rest of us?
No, I don't fault anyone. If they want to make movies, fine. I feel like it's no long... Everything has changed since 77, and...
Yeah, but Star Wars, Episode 7 was a massive hit. You just brought up Episode 7.
Yeah.
And over $2 billion.
And 4 other films have come out since then that didn't have the kind of spark that one had, and maybe it was because...
They didn't know how to advertise Rogue One or Solo. Now, I'm a big fan of both movies. I love Rogue One, I think, as we all do. To me, it almost feels like Rogue One is the most beloved Star Wars movie in the Disney era. Era.
And doesn't that then if you?
But they didn't. They didn't promote it well. And Solo, do you remember how they promote? They didn't promote that at all. We got the first fucking look at Solo at the fucking Super Bowl, which is always in February, and the movie was going to be released a couple months later. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, we really didn't go into... We didn't actually take any shots at her last week, but...
Kathy?
Yeah.
We haven't taken shots at Kathy in a long time.
Let's not. But I'm just saying that, you have all these... how could you not know how to market a film like that when you've got the power of Lucasfilm and Disney together?
They get scared of... They get scared. They get in their own heads. They don't understand. Not enough wrestling fans. I'm not kidding. That's not actually a joke. Hire a few more wrestling fans. who happen to also be Star Wars people, and then talented writers, producers, actors, etc. But if you did wrestling, you know how to do a build. You know how to promote. You know how to make things exciting. You know how to bring back characters and then not have those characters be depressing and inept and impotent. I want to talk to you about this article because I found it to be very good, and it's from a female writer, which I appreciate. Because Yaddle Chattle's two dudes, and I like to hear a female perspective, just to because I am about seeing as many different folks and hearing as many different folks.
I don't care.
But for me, quality's the most important.
If they're trying to like talk about fat shaming, and there was that one article about
fat shaming.
Yeah, remember someone was talking about how like there are no fat people in Star Wars.
Oh my God!
And
yeah,
how they
I do remember.
I
swear to God,
Lizzo and Jack Black were flat.
I forgot
shamed.
about that because that bothered me so much. So every single human being needs to be a lead in Star Wars. As I've reminded people, I'm a redheaded gentleman. We've never, ever been the Han Solo, the Luke, the Frodo, the fucking Indiana Jones, the Iron Man, Spider-Man, even though in the comic books Peter Parker's a redhead. In the old school ones, at least.
Barry Allen?
Never. Flash doesn't have red hair.
Yeah, he does. So does Wally West.
Oh, right, but not this new one. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In movies today, I've never seen a redheaded man be the ass kicker, cool guy, gets the girls. It's as if it's impossible.
The only time I've seen that is Band of Brothers with Major Dick Winters.
That guy. We gotta get that guy. He's the only acceptable redheaded action guy.
Damian Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
British, right?
Yeah.
We gotta get him. Get Damian Lewis as Star Wars. All right.
Actually, you know what? He'd make like a really good bad guy.
He would be a great actor for
great
Star
bad-
Wars.
great bad guy.
Now that you think about it, because of the British accent. Say, brother, you don't have to fucking do a Band of the Brothers thing like you're from Mississippi or whatever the shit he was supposed to be from.
He was a Quaker. He was playing Dick Winters, I think.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I think Pennsylvania.
All right, 8 things. I saw that so long ago. I've wanted to revisit it. Is that something I should revisit?
You should totally
Band of Brothers?
Yes, absolutely.
Could there be a Star Wars tie-in? Like, is there anything I could see of Band of Brothers and saying this is what they should do in Star Wars? Because I haven't seen it in a long time, and I watched it on HBO when it came out on TV.
That's kind of what Rogue One. I mean, Rogue One's that dirty dozen, bad like ragtag group of guys.
All right, fair enough. This is what we're gonna do. Camilla Cervello. Okay, she's from Brazil. Okay. Camilla Cervello, I like this article. 8 things that nobody wants to admit about Star Wars. By Camilla Cervello. What's the website? Bam Smack Pow. That's the website.
Sounds like a blog.
This is good. I want to discuss these. There's 8 of these, so let's, a minute to each or 2 minutes to each. But lack of a unified lore. She's starting with number 8, lack of a unified lore. As these are 8 things that nobody wants to admit about Star Wars. Lack of a unified lore. Her point is too many timelines right now. We're all over the place is what she's saying. You got a sequel trilogy timeline. You got a Mando timeline. You got an Andor timeline. There's an Obi-Wan timeline.
Are they all?
So
I actually sent this to you the other day. They kind of break everything up.
Yes, you send me a picture, a graphic.
I guess I didn't.
Well, it doesn't matter because they can't see it.
Okay.
But what's the point?
But it's like you have everything pre the lead into the Clone Wars, like you have the prequel era, you have the Galactic Empire, Galactic Civil War, the New Republic, and then I guess the rise of the First Order. Those are like the 6 eras that kind of span, 60 years?
Yeah.
About there.
Yeah.
60, 70 years.
But do you think that so many timelines is confusing people?
No.
Okay. I'll say every once in a while, I myself have to remind myself what era we're in. No, sometimes I'm watching Star Wars, stone cold sober like I am now. Sometimes I got a couple IPAs, sometimes a joint ski. And in those scenarios, oftentimes I will forget where the hell I am.
If you see Ewan McGregor, you know you're in the prequel era. If you see Mark Hamill...
We don't see those guys. I know they did Obi-Wan Season 1. I thought they were going to do Obi-Wan Season 2. I'm not sure if that's going forward.
There have only been 2 shows in the Galactic Empire era. Obi-Wan and Andor. That's it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, because we have Book of Boba Fett, we have Mando and Ahsoka, and those are all sharing the same.
And that's
time.
the New Republic era.
Okay.
So
number 7. All right, fair enough.
I don't understand that.
So that's all I'm looking. I'm just looking for you to agree or disagree with this lady, Camilla Cervello. 8 things that nobody wants to admit about Star Wars. Number 7.
The whole thing about the Force is a unified lore.
I think she meant timelines. Number 7. The soft rebooting of the universe was a mistake.
What does she mean? Can you
Well,
elaborate?
what she means is they basically, rather than, she said, the legacy characters like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo being reduced to mere plot devices and shown as temper tantrum throwing old men. This, she says, those distinct and cherished personalities are completely pulverized. It's depressing.
Yes.
Honestly. Your
100%.
childhood heroes. And again, this is why I'm bringing this up. Don't say fanboy tears. This is a woman. This is a journalist who's a female. Fangirl tears. Who yet again is saying, why did you make the sequel trilogy so sad? Leia dies in the corner. They put a fucking tarp over her like she's a fucking weed whacker. Luke Skywalker dies by himself. Han Solo stabbed through the chest by his fucking son. Falls off the catwalk. Again, sort of dies by himself. No one's dying in people's arms. No one's getting some kind of comfort. It's really sad. You fucked that up. Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, look yourselves in the mirror and say, we really did fuck that up because we hurt fans. We hurt the hearts of fans.
They don't care.
You should.
They don't.
Because the reason why you're in the shape you're in right now is because you can't fuck with people like that. Don't bring them back and then just to shit on them.
I 100% agree.
All right, so
This
you're
is
with
one of-
Camilla on that one.
That's one of our ongoing themes here.
Okay. Number 6, repeating and remixing story arcs. She talking about desert planets, underdog heroes, and just overall stories like Episode 7, Episode 4.
Well, I mean...
stories seeming similar.
I mean, South Park covered that with member berries and basically pointing out that... And that was probably a studio decision was, hey...
Start it.
Let's get some of that nostalgia by remaking Episode 4
yeah.
so that it's
Do you
enough
think that
different.
was it? Or do you think that's JJ?
I mean, it could be a little bit of column A and column B because JJ's really not that creative.
I'll never forgive Kathleen Kennedy and JJ for saying before Episode 7, having every documentary and every magazine article saying the whole entire sequel trilogy is, who is Luke Skywalker? That's it. Luke Skywalker was supposed to be the absolute sun, the center of which all other things revolved around. They told us that in interview after interview. They fucked us over.
Well, I guess the way that they would probably try to rationalize that is in Episode 7, we're trying to find Luke Skywalker. In Episode 8, we're trying to
that's why you can't kill him in Episode 8. That's why you can't kill him in Episode 8.
Oh, hold on.
That is why.
Let me finish it.
Please, I gotta get a water.
Episode 8 is what has become...
I'm gonna put away the sausage and the bun. I'll be right back.
Episode 8 is about what has become of Luke Skywalker. And Episode 9, I suppose, is his legacy, which is supposed to be Rey and the quote-unquote rise of this new order. The new order of Skywalker, I guess. I don't know. None of it makes any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go to the next one.
If anyone can explain that to me, please, yaddlechattle@gmail.com.
Number 5, giving in to toxic fans. She has a specific example. Rose Tico, played by Kelly Marie Tran, made her debut in The Last Jedi. She says fans hated her. They were toxic against her. She got harassment, all kinds of things that made her leave social media. And this author, Camilla, says that rather than give Rose good screen time and a good arc in Rise of Skywalker, they listened to fans and they cut her screen time to like 3 sentences. Here's what I'm going to say, because I like this article, Camilla. When you are talking about Rose, she wasn't a great character.
She was a useless character.
And this is no disrespect in any way to Kelly Marie Tran, who did just a fine job, in my opinion.
Yeah, leave the actress alone.
She had nothing to do with this.
Blame Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson wrote a bad character. A corny, cliche character. Kelly Marie Tran can act. She's good. So I'll even go that far. But the character sucked. And so this leads me to my point. Well, first of all, before I get into that, Episode 9 was wrapping up the Skywalker saga. What, are we going to dedicate 55 minutes to fucking Rose Tico? We gotta finish the greatest science fiction saga of all time in this movie. Sorry, you all watched Rise of Skywalker. They could have made that an hour longer and they still wouldn't have had enough time to fit in shit. The movie already was packed in with a whole bunch of shit because J.J. Abrams was scrambling to fucking finish this mess that Rian Johnson started. But
did a poor job, by the way.
Did a terrible job. But the thing about Rose is, look, the character needs to be good. And that's the other thing, is that these people then, when you criticize anything in Star Wars, and I actually have a tangent about this. It's a tangent that I want to pay homage and tribute and give respects and support and appreciation to our friends at Rebel Force Radio. Because Jimmy Mack read this email where this person said something to the effect of criticizing anything in real time is an abortion and should not be done. First of all, that would take every podcast and radio show off the air. What do you think sports shows do? They don't wait till the end of the season. They're not waiting till the end of the Yankees' year to comment on the fucking Yankees. They're going to comment on them as the season is going. As they're looking and seeing certain things, they're going to comment on it. And basically this person was, the way I interpreted that email was, if you don't like something, don't say it. Don't say anything. You don't have the right anymore to criticize. That's censorship. So I want to support RFR right now. You're not going to. You're really not going to do that. This is my one thing I was serious about today.
No, I agree.
Because people trying to shut down other people's voices is fucking whack.
Any of the times
whack. Unless you're out there hurling fucking slurs and being just an awful garbage human being.
So I have a question. You listen to Rebel Force Radio every week.
Well, what I did was I watched the after show.
Okay. The question I
Ahsoka after show.
Got it. The question I have is, anytime I've ever listened to it in the car with you, they are way less critical about things. Like they're cheerleaders.
No, that's not true. They got destroyed for not going after, for having an opinion that was negative about The Last Jedi.
Really?
Yes, they didn't like Chase. They don't.
Because they
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Everyone hates what they did to Luke. Everyone.
And they got killed for that?
By some people.
Well,
online. Because it's, anytime
remember that guy I brought up last time? the guy who said Episode 8's probably the greatest film. Like, not only probably the greatest Star Wars film, but probably one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, it's sad that he feels that way, but again,
pathetic, but
well, there's a reason for it. I told everyone the reason why that people feel that way about The Last Jedi. It's like there's 3 movies in one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's called Rian Johnson going into business for himself. You understand? This is a series. This isn't one movie.
Well,
Rian Johnson said, fuck J.J. Abrams, fuck Star Wars, fuck Lucasfilm, fuck Disney. I'm making a fucking big, selfish, greedy-ass fucking movie. I'm going to tell a whole trilogy in one movie. That fucked up the series. But about RF4, I wanted to give them support. Can you fucking be in on me?
Yeah,
with
no,
this?
I'm with you 100%.
Jesus. Joe Dallas, fucking subtract some points. Because Joe Dallas is an RFR fan. And I was trying to fucking defend them here. And you're like, they're cheerleaders. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, good, then they're calling balls and strikes. Because it was garbage.
Yeah, they've never been cheerleaders.
Okay.
Again, it's people like you that drive me insane. It's if you like something, you're a cheerleader. We can be called cheerleaders at times then, because we like Star Wars. But then, if you have criticism, you are toxic. And let make no mistake about it, that word's getting thrown around way too hard these days, and way too often. Okay, folks, I don't know what happened as a society that we have lost nuance in our criticism and thinking.
I can answer that.
Something can be great. It's social media. Twitter and 140 characters.
It's also participation trophies.
No, but I honestly think social media created people talking so hyperbolic because they need people to click on their blog, vlog, etc. So it's X is the greatest movie of all time, this Marvel movie is the best ever, or this is the single worst Marvel movie, Star Wars, blah, 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 Batman, etc.
That's the way people
speak.
To those people, get a fucking real job.
Yeah, well, we've lost the ability to think critically, and we've definitely lost the ability to have nuanced thoughts and opinions. Nuance is important in life. It makes you not stupid. I don't know how else to say it. If you're just like, I like moving. Moving great. Best thing ever. Or conversely, I hate moving. That offended. That pissed me. Worst movie. Die. If you're one of those people, you do suck. But I don't think there's as many of those folks.
I'm gonna hard disagree with you on that.
All right, maybe there's a lot, and that's why we're special then. But I also RFR is the #1 Star Wars podcast because we curse. We don't have we don't have a chance in fuck to get onto the #1 spot. We're not gonna try. We are happy to be the #1 fastest rising adult language Star Wars podcast. And those are a lot of qualifiers, but we are skyrocketing in that category.
We're #1 in that category.
So getting into toxic fans, I don't know. I'm going to disagree with Camilla because I thought Rose isn't a good character.
No, she's an awful character.
#4, relying on nostalgia entirely too much. She says the sequel trilogy attempted to tug at our heartstrings and sometimes pulled just a little too hard. Sacrificing story for sentimentality. Chewbacca getting a medal at the end of Rise of Skywalker. They did that because people noticed Chewie never got a medal in Episode 4. So they fucking gave him a medal. Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah, he did.
I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker since it
Oh, yeah. People complained about Chewbacca not getting an Episode 4 medal. And so all these years later, they gave him a fucking medal. Rise of Skywalker.
Isn't it funny, though, that, like, Chewie's kind of...
Chewie's immortal.
Well, not only that, but...
Chewie's the Teflon Don, isn't he?
He's never really given any real, like... They never call him Commander Chewbacca.
Oh, you're just talking about... Yeah, I know.
Or, like, Captain Chewbacca. It's always, like, Commander...
Do they know he comes from royalty?
Like...
He's on his way to becoming a king on Kashyyyk if that fucking genocide didn't take place?
Like, Han Solo is a captain in...
Yeah. Captain Solo.
Empire, and then he's like a colonel or general in...
General, yeah.
In,
Jedi. Return of the Jedi.
In Jedi.
Lando gets to be a general.
Yeah. I mean, Luke's a commander because he's a Jedi, and that's what they are. But yeah, it's like Chewie always gets like he's just like always there.
They treated him like the dog that he is. Good boy, Chewie. Save everybody. Now get the fuck out of here. No medal for you. Number 3.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I think the nostalgia worked maybe on episode 7. I feel like subverting expectations was the theme of Rise of Skywalker. So anything that he tried to do that was nostalgic was then turned on its head.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
And then the Rise of Skywalker.
I wouldn't say.
I don't know. I don't know what was very nostalgic about the Rise of Skywalker. It just seemed to be like you said.
It was a runaway train. He was trying to tell 2 movies or 3 movies in one because Rian Johnson had set the ship so far off course. There was no getting it back, honestly.
So,
here's what's crazy. Ready? Having said all that, I like Rise of Skywalker. Why? I'm a Palpatine fan. Having said all that, I like Last Jedi. Why? I thought everything from the last hour, 10 minutes, once Luke and Rey get into a duel, I thought everything was gold. I thought a lot of stuff before that, I got a lot of issues with shit before that. Once Luke and Rey get into the little duel where it's raining and she gets in the thing and she goes off to Kylo Ren, once that part of the movie happens, it's a very strong picture. And this is what I'm talking about, nuance. Is like, I have a different mentality than a lot of people. You give me 70% of Star Wars, cool-ass ships, cool-ass aliens, a good story, good characters, good action, good fights. I'm usually going to like it, okay? But there are degrees of liking something. Empire Strikes Back is fucking genius. Hell, Revenge of the Sith for me is genius. I rewatched the shit out of that. These new ones, the sequel trilogy just had little mistakes.
Had a lot of problems.
And there was some mistakes.
And more than just dialogue.
Yeah.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart. Sorry.
Number 3, undermining the previous movies. Person says the biggest culprit here is Rise of Skywalker, where J.J. Abrams came back to take over from Rian Johnson, hit the gas pedal. He says Palpatine, or she says Palpatine is coming back, so she thinks that Palpatine should have stayed dead.
I agree. I don't like the way they handled Snoke. I think that there was a better way.
But it is Star Wars. It's science fiction.
No, I understand that, but it was very lazy. I think it was lazy to dispatch Snoke the way they did.
I think if they had the plan, they could have actually had the same story, but executed it better. Well, obviously, they were scrambling.
So this goes back, and we should probably bring up this email now.
Well, let's not do it now. Let's just finish the list, and then we'll go to that email.
Okay, fine.
Do you think that they undermined the movies?
I think it was. No one read The Last Jedi, and said, this is what I honestly believe. No one read these scripts. No one got into a room together and was like, hey, let's plan this out together.
They did not do that.
They did not do that.
No.
It's completely
I think they
obvious.
even sent Rian Johnson, like, JJ's script, like, as Rian Johnson was writing it. Like, he didn't even get it before starting to begin episode 8. He was like, oh, I just got the episode 7 script, so I better change this and this and this. Like, they told him what the characters were going to be, and this and that. And, like, the overall outline.
This is how, if I had been Kathleen Kennedy in, like, 2014, 2013, it would have been like, okay, guys, we're gonna get you guys in a room, any of your writing partners, producing partners, let's get us all, like, I'm renting this fucking cabin. We're gonna do a retreat, and we're gonna map out these 3 films.
Yeah, they should have.
And that was, JJ, you've got what you and Lawrence are gonna do.
Know what I would have done?
7, and then Ryan, you're gonna tell JJ what you need to be set up for what.
Know what I would have done?
What?
Because my idea is much better than yours.
Oh, bring George in.
You have, with all due respect, a moronic idea. bunch of hippies sitting in the woods
It's not hippies sitting in
Fucking
the
in
woods.
the cabin, naked,
JJ
naked.
Abrams is a hippie.
with no pants on, doing God knows what. I don't know what the fuck kind of weird
Do
scenario
you think
have
any
imagined.
of those guys have ever gone camping?
I'm just letting you know. That idea is insane. Here's what they should have done from day one. Nice and simple. You know what they should have done?
Got some blow?
Nope. Should have hired Peter Jackson to Lord of the Rings this thing.
Oh,
He is the guy who... He was inspired so hard by Star Wars to make Lord of the Rings the trilogy. And what did he do? What do we know that he did? He made all 3 movies at once. And it was simply him and his 2 writing partners, one of which is his wife. And then a 3rd writing partner. They wrote all the scripts all at the same time. Started with the first one, the second one, the third one. Then let's go and film the movies all together. And yeah, it's hard to argue with the fucking results of the Lord of the Rings fucking trilogy that all made billions of dollars. And then the third one won Oscar upon Oscar upon Oscar, including Best Picture and Best Director. That's what they... And fucking Peter Jackson has said on numerous interviews and articles how much he loves George Lucas. Similar to like a James Cameron type guy. All he does is talk about how original and fantastic Star Wars is. Why didn't they think of that?
Well,
Not 2 different motherfuckers. 1. God damn
a
you.
George Lucas.
So how about... Is Peter Jackson dead?
No,
So hire his ass to fucking do a trilogy.
they're not going to do it.
Let's go. We gotta wrap this up. Number 2, they ruined Luke and put Rey on a pedestal.
Yes.
Again, this is from Camilla Cervello, 8 things that nobody wants to admit about Star Wars.
And Rey is an
In the on the website Bam Smack Pow.
and Rey is a very poorly developed character.
Again, that's a female journalist saying that, not fanboy tears. You fucking, at some point, look in the mirror. Understand.
you can't make-
Look at the story objectively and go, we
You
sucked with those
you
legendary
can't-
characters.
It's not even that. You can't even make someone who's a new character like the ultimate powerful character.
It's just...
Then there's no hero's journey.
But they don't
of
get
learning
that.
anything.
It's so
well,
fucking
that's
weird.
J.J. Abrams not understanding how to sell a story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you were into professional wrestling, you would know how to do this.
If you
You don't put one over the other.
No.
You have them both get the same amount of shine by working together.
Dave-
Then they get the same amount of shine. And everyone ends up loving both. The young people love the young and old. The old people love the old and young. God damn it.
It's storytelling at 101. The hero has to go through like trials and tribulations in order to become something different on the other side.
There's no hero's journey in this fucking sequel trilogy.
she's
How
ultimate-
much we can tell you.
She's ultimate powered right from the beginning.
I know. And number 1, and how many times have I said this? So overall, Camilla, I would like to thank you for this article, which provides a lot of content here. Camilla Cervello, thank you. Number 1, Finn's mishandled and abandoned story. Yep. Did I not? Have I not been saying that for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks right here on Yaddle Chattle that they fucked up Finn and that the announcement by Kathleen Kennedy should have been made. The announcement should have been made that Star Wars will be returning to the big screen and the first movie out will be a Finn movie. Since we never got to see him be Jedi. Not Rey. Finn should be the guy that you come back into the movie theaters with. Because again, we didn't get to fucking see his shit and we were promised a lot and we didn't get to see it. We all know he should have been a Jedi.
Yeah, but don't you understand? According to Kathleen Kennedy, the Force is female.
Did she say that?
They had shirts that said that. If you want to look it up now.
No. Okay, so go to your email now.
Okay.
You were talking about your email.
So we got three emails. We did read last week.
We did read them last week.
we
Well,
did.
let's hit them real quick because we got to do
Okay.
2 Ahsoka recaps.
Yeah.
But again, we won't recap part 3 that long.
Sure. So this is from longtime fan Michael Moore.
Thank you, Michael. Michael Moore, of course, the fantastic director. Bowling for Columbine. And Roger and Me. Awesome.
I'm a big fan of Canadian Bacon. His only feature film.
I like Canadian Bacon.
I love that movie. In episode 68, Darth David's top 10 list of Star Wars villains had one glaring omission, Moff Gideon. Though he hasn't been in any movies, he's been a live action and very formidable foe to the Mandalorian. He replaces General Hux, whose character could have been so much better than what they wrote.
We did a top 10 of Star Wars villains. It was a top 10 villains as ranked by yours truly. I did put in Hux. I'm going to agree with Michael.
Okay.
I love Moff Gideon. And that is a glaring mistake and error on my part. And even though I'm a fucking Sith, I can admit when I make mistakes. Now, the reason why I made the mistake, because the motherfucker sitting right to my fucking left, because he's distracting. You understand how distracting this guy is with his little fucking straw hat? So, it was my mistake. It was my omission.
Okay. Also, a note. The First Order was not coined by Thrawn, but by Admiral Ray Sloan in the Chuck Wendig Aftermath trilogy. Spoiler. At the end of the series, she gathers together the Imperials loyal to Palpatine. She tells Huck's father their first order is to rebuild the Empire. The novel series also sets up the sequel trilogy. Thank you, gentlemen, Mike.
Thank you, Michael.
Then we have one from Tom Cody, which is, we talked about this a little bit more in depth last week, about how those little stories, those short stories that they're putting out about Return of the Jedi. Certain point of view.
And they just did a brand new certain point of view book where it's all Return of the Jedi. Yeah, and these are like 2 to 3 page stories. We brought up they did one about what's his name? Jetster?
Dexter Jetster.
Dexter Jetster. The diner owner. The fucking chef.
The former...
It's the most depressing thing. His fucking robot droid died and the diner went out of business. He basically killed himself. So anyway, what does Tom Cody have to say?
This one, he sent us one that was about how Yoda uses his power to kind of mask himself on Dagobah.
Right.
And it's all about how, he was able to stay in hiding all those years because he was so powerful and all that stuff. And he was,
in the dark cave.
In the dark cave, he was keeping the power. He was using his power to keep the darkness from Dagobah from taking over the galaxy.
And there's a cool detail in that story, apparently, where after Yoda dies, why does every author and writer in today's day and age make Star Wars so depressing? But anyway, when Yoda dies, it was Yoda who was keeping the dark side of the Force and the evil at bay in the cave. He was keeping that trapped in the cave. When Yoda dies, all of that evil fucking gets released.
Which is strange
and just gets like unleashed and like the Dagobah becomes like an entire dark side planet.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Could that even inspire in some ways? Like, I'm trying to think, could that... Yoda dies, he does die before Palpatine.
Yes.
So a dark side Dagobah, could that have been in play with somehow keeping Palpatine alive when Vader threw him down the well? See? It's not a bad idea. Boom. Davy Connection. That's what they call me.
I don't even know how, I think that they're going to go more with the cloning angle. I think that's what they're trying to do with all these television shows and bringing the Emperor back is through cloning.
Okay,
because
fair enough.
You got to think, he got thrown down that shaft, right?
Yes.
And then the Death Star exploded. I don't know how he possibly could have survived that, even being as powerful as he is. So I'm going to go with some kind of cloning shit.
All right. Any more emails, and then we'll do the Ahsoka.
We've got one from...
Ahsoka Part 3, Ahsoka Part 4.
Okay, we've got one from official scorekeeper Joe Dallas.
Thank you, Joe.
For the
Joe
episode.
needs to be deducting points after I was like trying to go into like you are like the worst at like feeling like the flow of a radio show, because as I was trying to go in and give a tribute and defend our friends at Rebel Force Radio, who they've given us shout outs.
I'm not. Did I say...
You just called them fucking cheerleaders!
Well, because they usually say very positive things.
That doesn't mean that they're cheerleaders. That means makes them fans like us.
Okay. Can we move on?
Yes.
Hi, Yaddleheads. It's time for the 70th show Platinum Anniversary episode point breakdown. Just curious if I can use some of my points to order a high-quality horseshoe-shaped kielbasi and bun from Dave's Shark Tank store.
I'm telling you.
The points have been counted.
Davey Max fucking horseshoe buns coming to a goddamn supermarket near you.
Harrison Ford, 50 points for Indiana Jones. Tony Soprano, 3 points. Silvio, 2. Paulie, 1. Big Pussy, 7. In 6th place, Tom Cody with 237,701 points. Kevin Flynn with 272,201 points. Joe Dallas with 336,879 points.
Okay, excellent.
Jedi Jared, 392,600.
Whoa, way too much.
2.5 points.
Way too many points for you.
Sid Stanley, 591,000 even.
Who's number one?
Number 1, Darth David with 1.265.
USA!
688.
USA!
Whoa.
Whoa! That was cool. I became a Jedi for a second.
Holy cow.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did Yaddle hand fed? I think that was captured on camera.
Yeah, I think it was.
My red lightsaber turned blue for a second.
I think you were baby facing.
That was fantastic.
So those were the emails, so I did read them.
Okay, great job.
No, let's
you
get
know
in.
what? Everyone gets 1,000 points. Everyone. No, everyone gets 2,000 points. In fact, everyone.
On behalf-
Except for Jared. No. Minus 500 for the RFR disparaging comments. All right, listen. Part 3 of Ahsoka. The good news is we can recap this pretty quick. We did on the Corrupt File episode. You know, training at the beginning, the training music was fucking great.
I liked all of the whole samurai theme.
I brought this up last week. I got to bring it up this week. This is the one thing I got to bring up.
The lightsaber.
Why didn't they fucking do lightsabers while they're training? And I know they're training. Have we ever seen training lightsabers in live action before? And B, do they even exist? And C, why can't they just get the technology that is in the stormtrooper, stun phase, right? You get that technology, you get yourself your little fucking crystal, and you make a lightsaber that is more where the blade is a stun. It's like a stun gun type of deal. Then you hit each other, you can do live action, but whoever actually gets the person first, the other person gets knocked out for like 5 minutes.
You know, it's funny.
Furthermore,
I just want to bring up one point.
Yes.
Remember in like Revenge of the Sith when Yoda's teaching all those younglings?
yeah,
They all have lightsabers, right?
they all look like they have live action, hot round fucking lightsabers there. My idea is better. Have we ever seen that before? We've never seen a training lightsaber in live action.
It's like once you get your lightsaber, it's like a rite of passage almost, like a bar mitzvah.
Well, okay, Yoda, somebody get a fucking stun gun technology and create fucking training lightsabers. Because again, I understand that it was based on on samurai movies. I get it. I'm not stupid. I thought it was cool. I liked the music. I thought everything looked great. I love the scene. I want Star Wars to be a 10 out of 10 at all times. And to me, that was a 9 out of 10 scene. But why fucking wooden sticks when you have the greatest, coolest weapon at your disposal? The lightsaber. It's the coolest weapon invented in cinema history. Period. Bar none. And you have an opportunity to use it right there in a training capacity with stun gun technology. A stun saber. Shit, call it a stun saber. Rather than a lightsaber. Okay, so go get your stun saber. We gotta, okay, Sabine, time for your stun saber. We got some trading to do. This way, the fucking master and apprentice can really mix it up and do their shit against each other. See what I'm saying? Should have thought of that. That's just me. Now, and I'm going to say this again, and we're not going to dwell on it forever. The lightsabers. The lightsabers in the show, it's official. They look as good as this. So if you want a lightsaber that is on Disney Plus, go to Disney World or Disneyland and simply go to the lightsaber, making fucking factory. Make yourself one of these. And then you have a lightsaber that's as good as anything you're seeing on Disney Plus right now.
Honestly, I'm not that bothered by it.
The lightsabers do not look good.
I'm not that bothered by it. As I was watching Ahsoka today, I wasn't that bothered by it.
Hera with the fucking Mon Mothma, and then the goddamn little brat Jason Sandula comes out. Oh my god, this fucking kid. Let me explain something to you folks. The character design on Star Wars Rebels was laughably awful. And quite frankly, and again, I don't want to ruin, we don't want to give a Jake Lloyd complex to the kid. But the design of this character, in fact, the whole point of the character sort of sucks. And it's reminding me of a lady I don't care for. Small, pint-sized little lady with a New Zealand accent and blonde hair. We usually see her in animated form. But holy shit, Star Wars, with the kid characters already. Because this fucking kid is as annoying as Omega.
I mean, we barely see
As annoying as Omega. Right off the bat. Oh, yes, he is. Jason Sandula sucks. First of all...
Do you expect every kid to be, like, super cool and be, like... ice cold.
They got like 7 of them in Stranger Things. How would the show get every goddamn great kid actor ever or something, and every kid character is fantastic in that? No, I don't buy that. Goonies, you have 9,000 great fucking kid actors. Okay, these kids suck.
You know,
they're fucking shitty. They're too fucking Hollywood cutesy wootsy bullshit. No, wait, hold on. I gotta say this.
Okay.
Jason Sandula should be green.
I agree.
Now, I don't know if maybe he's going to hit puberty and he turns green. Disney, I just gave you a reason to turn him green. Say, as you become a man, you get your green skin. Because the design of a kid who's absolutely normal looking with shitty fucking looking green hair that absolutely looks like it's the kind of, hair dye you buy at the Halloween store
Spencer's,
on October. Yeah, you get it at Spencer's, you put it in your hair because you're going out for Beetlejuice that year. It's going to wash out in 4 seconds. It looks terrible. If he had green skin and then human ears, he's a perfect hybrid of Kanan and Hera. You represent him with that way. Black hair, not green hair, black hair, green skin, human ears.
Or they could have just given him like human skin in those long tendrils.
No, because we got too many flesh-colored guys like that in Book of Boba Fett, where it was like the mayor's right-hand guy was just a regular human, but then he had the tails. I want my Twi'leks to be green, orange, blue, whatever the fuck.
Okay.
I don't want him fleshy skinned. I don't want him human skinned. Is my point. I want him brightly colored. Make Jason Sandula be green skinned, and when the show's over, don't tell anyone. Put a little green filter on him, like in post. Even in season 1 is what I'm saying. Awful.
Can I just bring up one tangent thing?
Yes, please.
So during my internship days,
Of what?
Of Opie and Anthony.
Okay.
I think it was Club Soda Kenny sent me out to go get Jim's lunch, and I walk out of the 57th Street studio. And who do I fucking see? But one of the Goonies herself, Martha Plimpton. And she should have been flattered. I saw her, and she was like, "Oh fuck, I've been made." And I'm like, I'm a 21-year-old kid who's made like someone who hasn't acted in 20 fucking years. Right? Shouldn't you be fucking flattered? She avoided me like the fucking plague. I'm like, I fucking loved you in Goonies, Martha. Fuck you.
Whoa!
No, seriously.
With what we just witnessed with the lightsaber, maybe I'm actually fucking turning Jedi and you're turning fucking Sith. Goddamn, Yaddle heads, this might actually be a historic episode. I think we just saw him turn to the dark side. Meanwhile, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw that fucking lightsaber thing. It flashed blue for a second.
I think it's because you shaked it or something.
I don't know. Quibble? Don't fucking Darth Quibbless. No, and then pretty much the end of the rest of that episode ends with a great space battle, spaceships. I thought the ships looked great. I thought everything looked great. I thought the Purgles looked great. I mean, that was some very, very good high-level special effects. Obviously, they're saving their money on their lightsabers. They're just getting the $60, $65 lightsaber at Disney. And then that's how they're able to afford the Purgle special effects. But I did think that looked great. And that was pretty much Ahsoka 4, except we finally...
3.
3, except we end with Skull and the witch on that red forest place where they have the map.
Japanese
and they're trying to find...
stuff.
Oh, and by the way, they see the big hyperdrive ship. So that whole ship is a big hyperdrive unit.
Yes.
Okay. And they don't need a piece inside that ship. That ship can, the circle is what I'm saying, the ring can fly on its own?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a ship.
So
it's
what?
It's not a Stargate. It's a ship.
Didn't we need an engine or something?
Well, no. There's 4 hyperdrive engines.
I see.
In like the top, but like
now I get it.
So it's like it would make like a cross.
Fair enough.
To intersect them all.
All right. So quick final recap on episode 3 before we hit episode 4.
I liked it a lot. I liked the theme. I liked that. I can understand why he was going with like the training, the training swords thing. I understand why he was doing it.
I know it was supposed to be for a samurai effect, but you're missing my point. Do the samurai shit. Incorporate Star Wars weaponry. Do a World War II movie. Have Star Wars weaponry. I don't want wooden sticks in fucking Star Wars. Sorries. I just gave you the goddamn stun saber.
Okay.
Let's go on to part 4.
Okay.
He's right out of gas.
Yes.
Is that the case? Yeah. After you yelled, I saw all your energy get depleted after you could have said promo.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, before we do this, part 5. This is important. Yaddle heads should be aware, and you should get a heads up. Next week, I think it's September 12th. So I believe that would be Thursday. I think. Oh wait, no, it's Tuesday. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The episodes come out on Tuesday.
Okay. Regardless, episode 5 you can see in a movie theater. Yeah.
Whoa.
Now, it's only major cities. You and I, my friend, we can choose to either go to New York or Philly.
Oh, fuck
since
that.
we're right at the Jersey Shore. We're about an hour 10 from each.
I will watch it from the comfort of my own home. Thank you.
Okay. No movie theaters because I thought you and me, Philadelphia, brewskis, beers, joints, fucking. Then we'll go out. We'll go out on the night of the town. We'll fucking go party. We'll go on Chestnut.
No.
You ever? I got some friends who live on Chestnut. We'll get fucking loaded.
No,
probably get into a fight. You'll probably end up getting stabbed. I'll tell you that much.
My days of being your DD are over.
No. I didn't say that. We'll fucking get an Uber. I gotta borrow your credit card for something though after the show, if you don't mind. But don't worry, we're gonna get an Uber.
No, it's fine. All right.
But New York and Philly has it. I know. I saw Chicago. I saw L.A. I saw Seattle. I saw Boston. So if you live near one of those major cities, I would check it out. I actually wait. If it was going on at Monmouth Mall, would you go see? I would. If it was going on at the mall, like where I go,
Probably not.
no.
If I can watch it from the comfort of my home, I'm gonna watch it from the comfort of my home.
Do you think they should give an extra episode too? Like, since these episodes are only 40 minutes or 50 minutes, maybe they, doesn't that seem like it's a little short? So maybe they should give, episode 4 is what I'm saying. Before episode 5.
I don't know.
All right. Let's go into
I've got no opinion on it.
Ahsoka Part 4. We begin. What's the droid's name again?
Huang?
Hai Yang. Hai Yang.
Huang?
The whole season's going to go by, and you and I are not going to know how to pronounce his name.
Huang?
I thought it was Hai Yang.
I thought it was
Hai Yang.
Huang?
Oh, God.
Hu Yang? Hu Yang.
Well, she said... Oh,
They all pronounce it
Ahsoka
differently.
says it Hey Yang and Hu Yang. Like, yeah, they all pronounce it differently, and sometimes they each pronounce it multiple ways. Come on, guys. I need a fucking pronunciation. Anyway, he gets into a droid battle. I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That was good.
Yes.
Then we have, this got right into the action. So
Oh,
basically, their ship is stranded. You've seen the episode. Their ship is stranded. Hai Yang and is fixing it. All of a sudden, he's attacked. And then there's some other droids there. Ahsoka, Sabina there. They rush out. Uh-oh! Crazy little blonde albino girl with, her fucking Sith saber. Somewhat Sith saber. She's there. And Marak.
I think they kind of make it...
Marak,
they
right?
They call them... I think the term is Fallen Jedi now.
Well, have we heard that?
Well, the episode was called Fallen Jedi, and I think it's to differentiate the fact that both of them have orange lightsabers. Meanwhile, Morak has an actual red lightsaber. I was looking at that. I was like,
That's
okay,
interesting.
he's got a red lightsaber.
Fallen Jedi.
Again, they were wearing Jedi armor.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I'm
Jedi
trying to
robes.
think about what that phrase means. I mean, obviously I know what it means. I'm just it's interesting to think about. I got a mull on that because I don't know if I see them as fallen Jedi is what I'm seeing. I almost see him. He's a little crazy. I almost think he thinks he's a Jedi still. And he's just kind of doing bad shit.
I think
Skull is who I'm talking about.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I feel like he thinks he's a Jedi.
Well, no, I think that what you have is Ahsoka is technically a fallen Jedi. So you have...
She left. She didn't fall.
Well, no, but she doesn't follow the code to the T like someone like Obi-Wan would.
All right.
I think that they both represent this gray area between Sith and Jedi, but they're like as close to one without actually like committing.
All right, that's fair. Okay.
So we're seeing like she's got a white lightsaber. She doesn't have a classic like blue or green. They've got an orange.
What did you think about the lightsaber duels themselves? Specifically, let's go with. I did like seeing Sabine with the two guns shooting bang, 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 bang like Billy the Kid. And that's what she used to do on Rebels all the time. And I actually thought that kind of, for me, looked cooler than Sabine wielding the green lightsaber. The green lightsaber is a difficult one for me for Sabine.
I don't...
Because I see green lightsaber differently than blue. I know that there isn't anything symbolic about the colors themselves. But you got to understand. Luke Skywalker had the green lightsaber. And it was like to fucking like... show that he had leveled up, that he was a true master. And then the next time we really saw a green lightsaber was Yoda. Or Qui-Gon. But also, two extremely powerful Jedi. Sabine with the green lightsaber, I don't see it. I see her with the blue lightsaber. I know, this is splitting hairs.
Well,
now I'm Darth Quibbles.
Isn't it Ezra's lightsaber?
Yeah, you're right. She modified it.
She's using Ezra's
But should have
lightsaber.
Ezra gotten one then? Again.
Well, again...
I don't like Padawans with the green saber, I guess is my point.
That was his second lightsaber.
Correct.
If he had a first one that had was also a gun.
Yes,
too.
the gun thing. Okay.
And then that was almost...
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to let this one go.
Thank you, Mr.
You
Champion.
you were able to convince me. You son of a bitch. Give yourself 2 points.
Thank you, Mr. Champion.
Give yourself 1 point for showing manners after I give you points.
Thank you again, Mr. Champion.
Good job. 1 more point for not gloating, accepting the points, not bragging. Being humble.
Can I say thank you again?
You may.
Thank you, Mr. Champion.
1 more point.
Thank you again, Mr. Champion.
Okay. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Now, did you like the lightsaber duel itself between Sabine and what's the blonde lady? Hati?
Isn't it Shin?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Shin
Hati. That's
Shin.
right.
My question is, what was the when Ahsoka dispatches Morak?
Man, that was quick.
But what was that thing? Did you notice that
he imploded into like a black cloud of dust. Yes, good point. I thought that meant that maybe the witches had gotten that guy. Maybe he's less of a Sith or Jedi and more of a witch, a male witch. See what I'm saying? Because didn't the witches used to have, like, if they died or... I seem to remember in the Clone Wars is what I'm saying, those witches, and we know that the lady is a witch, right? She said she's a witch, the main bad guy lady.
She's a sister, a night sister.
Right. So I feel like he could have been more of a witch, a male witch.
Well, the males on those if I remember correctly, because
they were the Mauls.
The Maul and his brother Savage.
Right, but we never saw the Marok's head, so we don't know what was going on underneath that.
I'm interested to see if that's going to play up with the end now.
See, I don't think so. I don't think it is. I think we just saw Marok get killed. These creators don't think of Star Wars as detailed as the rest of us do. So I've been online looking at Twitter. There's like 8. Like one of the games is who is Marak. Like it's a game.
They think it's canon. They think it's
There's a different person for everyone. There's an Ezra. There's a Kanan. There's a this. There's a that. I've heard everyone pretty much being Marak, and I'm like, I think it's just gonna be Marak.
It's possible.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that. Now, then that's going on with the sword fight. She kills Marak. Ahsoka, I mean, while Sabine and Shinati are fighting in the forest. Ahsoka runs up to where they have the map. She sees Skull. They get into a fight. Pretty intense.
What's interesting is like he knew of Anakin, and he was like, Anakin spoke very highly of you.
I like that, and it feels like he's the same age.
Yeah, maybe a little older.
Not too much.
I guess
Vader, in my head calculations, was about 55. I know the fucking old man at the end of Return of the Jedi looked a zillion years. Let's not forget. He was basically also being tortured for 20 years. That's going to age you a little bit.
He's in his 50s
yeah.
or so.
And so I think
40s.
I feel like he's about 50. And so if you look at Vader as 50, you know, this is what, 5-6 years after Jedi, the guy could be 55, 56. He looked, well, I mean, I hate to say it, we know that Ray Stevens was 58.
Yeah, okay. All
Since
right, let's not I won't quibble about it.
So, okay, so what did you think about the then Ahsoka and a big fight scene at the end, and Ahsoka and Skull are fighting, and he fucking knocks her off the goddamn cliff. She's dead?
Here's a theory. I think she's immortal now.
Oh my God. Explain to me what that means.
Okay, so going back to Rebels, right?
Oh, this is going to be like a Sixth Sense thing. She's going to be fucking dead this whole time, and we should have known because of the red doorknobs.
Is that
like Bruce Willis? We should have known because of the red doorknobs.
Her fate originally was supposed to be that she dies at the hands of Vader in that arc in Rebels, right? What happens when the world between the worlds now?
Anakin.
No, but in the Rebels episode.
Oh, in Rebels, you see Palpatine trying to kill Ezra,
and then
and Ezra pulls Ahsoka out of her little area in the world between worlds, and she comes back.
Now her fate has been like disentangled from what was supposed to be.
Whoa!
So now, anytime something like this happens, I think she ends up back at the world between the worlds.
That better be it. Give yourself 4 points, and give me 10 points for being excited.
If it's,
because that should be it. You know I have all the good ideas. Congratulations. 70 episodes into Yaddle Chattle, you finally gave us one. But that should be it. Every time she dies, it's reset. Groundhog Day. I like it.
Because the world between the worlds would be then the start off point where she can go in and
right. Because let's be honest. How are they gonna? Where was Ahsoka for the sequel trilogy?
She should have been with Luke.
Where was she for the original trilogy? In World Between Worlds? I'm imagining.
It's possible that maybe she just, again,
trained or something in the World Between Worlds.
We don't see Ahsoka pop up until.
But that would explain if she's in World Between Worlds. I mean, obviously that's the only way to explain her missing the original trilogy.
That or she was out doing stuff like trying to find Ezra. Like that's kind of what they were inferring is that like she was doing.
While all that's going on.
I mean, look, Luke's trying to build a new order, and she doesn't want to have any part of it.
I know, but they're fucking blowing up planets. They're committing mass genocide at levels we have previously not seen before.
Well, again,
like she doesn't think like, hey, there's no point of me trying to save this nice little village when the Empire could blow up the planet. So I should probably stop them.
I honestly think that if Filoni had anything to do with the sequel trilogy, we would have seen Ahsoka.
Okay, fair enough.
My thing would have been she should have been the one that trained Finn.
All right, so takeaways.
I like this it almost feels like a two-parter. You know how like Andor had
Yeah,
those different arcs?
at the end of the day, it sort of helped that we were able to talk about both these episodes at the same time because it's a little tricky because the show is good. I'm enjoying the show, for the record. Now I got my whole mind about Ahsoka and the world between worlds and Vader and Anakin. So do you think that Anakin... Okay, so what is Anakin doing there? He's like, this is basically heaven. It's basically heaven, like, you know, Christian perception of heaven.
No. So he didn't appear as a Force ghost, right? He looked like a flesh and blood thing
Because you're there, because you exist as yourself.
Well, it's not
there.
only that, it's the Force it's basically the Force, more or less. It's another part of the Force.
Yes.
Is this world between worlds, so he can manifest himself as a flesh and blood being.
Is there any way this is a trick?
No.
That he's a bad guy?
No. Though was
even if it's not him doing it, it's the witch conjuring up evil fucking Anakin or something.
I don't know if she knows about that.
Okay.
I
just want to make sure because there was something that looked so good, so pure. By the way, I saw someone actually criticize it and say, I fucking hate this de-aging shit. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Hayden Christensen. Like I don't think they de-aged a lot on Hayden. We saw they barely de-aged him on Obi-Wan. I don't think that they de-aged him that much. Did it look like that to you?
No.
It looked to me like modern day Hayden Christensen.
I think what they were trying to yeah, you know what?
There was just soft glow.
Yeah.
And I chalked it up to there in the world between worlds. We don't know what the fuck that land is. But they put soft focus on him. They didn't de-age him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a big difference. No, but it was weird because after this fucking comment, I looked at the comments under the comment, and you just saw a whole bunch of people. What? They couldn't get the actor for the role? What? How come they didn't hire Hayden Christensen? Like, what are you fucking people even talking about?
There wasn't.
He's credited as being in the series.
Yeah.
Is everyone so fucking stupid?
Yes.
Like, no one does just like a second's worth of fucking research. You could Google it.
It was announced that
That was him.
That was him.
People thought it wasn't even him. Some people thought it was just a total actor that they put Hayden Christensen's face on.
I thought they de-aged him a little bit, but I didn't think that like they de-aged him like.
They thought this was the Luke Skywalker thing.
Oh no, it wasn't even.
No, I know. You could tell. If you can't tell, then you're pretty fucking stupid. That wasn't a fake face. Yes, they took Mark Hamill's fake face and put it over an actor's body in Mando. Because the guy's 65 years old.
It looked obvious.
Yes, it was easy to tell. I still loved it. Because it was one of the most amazing moments in TV history. But yes, you can tell. You can also tell when it's not. Maybe they did soft focus. Maybe they honestly, brushed it up a little bit. But Hayden Christensen's in the fucking show, folks.
I thought that they de-aged him substantially in...
No.
Obi-Wan?
No. If you had watched the fucking documentary like I told you to...
I did.
Ewan McGregor, they show that part. Ewan McGregor's got green dots on his nose. He's like, yeah, they have to de-age me, but they don't have to de-age Hayden. They just gave him a fucking haircut.
Oh, they gave him a haircut and put some makeup on
That's
him.
all they did.
Put some makeup.
They didn't even de-age him in that.
Well,
There would be no reason for him to be de-aged here. Because this is an Anakin Skywalker world between worlds, Anakin.
So
it's
Anakin
it's different.
Now.
It's kind of Anakin now.
I think it ties back to when George retouched up Return of the Jedi to put him as how he would look had he not been a bad guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think that's probably what
it's Revenge of the Sith hair. That's the only reason why I said, could there be the potential? Because before he's wearing the mask, he's still, Hayden Christensen, longer hair, Revenge of the Sith, and he is Vader. Yeah, eh? No. Whoa! All of a sudden, it's fucking, Ahsoka, it's nice to see you, it's nice to see you. And then, the eyes turn red, yellow.
It's possible that they could do that, but I think at the same time, it's like, at the end of Obi-Wan, he goes, you didn't kill Anakin, I did, type of thing. But Anakin was never actually always truly dead. It seemed that there was always like Anakin there, and Vader was fighting to keep Anakin from coming back. So it's really hard to say. Well, hopefully in episode 5 we'll get some more resolution in this.
Okay.
I want to stay an optimist and say it's genuine. But
You think that this is definitely Anakin?
like Anakin,
There's no trick.
There's no trick.
That's fair. Well,
Because I feel like he always did have a soft spot for her, even as Vader.
100%.
Because
I agree with that.
That's like the most touching part of the last episode of Clone Wars, is he assumes that she's dead.
Yes.
And he's
Clone
like,
Wars Season 7.
You know, he bows his head down.
Yes.
Because there's still Anakin there.
Right.
So
Interesting.
that's what I gotta say. I'll play optimist.
Interesting. I'm trying to think about. Listen, we got a lot to think about because, like, this world between worlds and the Anakin and this and that. I mean, there's all kind of ramifications. But I'll say this: it at least makes for some fresh kind of, mulling the Star Wars, which I appreciate.
I've said it once and I've said it again. This is how you fix the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, you
Alternate
create
timeline.
You create a fucking universe where people can get pulled out. They should pull out Old Man Luke and say, "Stop moping around. Get out your goddamn green lightsaber and get to work. Have some fun. Fucking chopping some stormtroopers' heads off.
Fuck some shit
instead
up.
of old man, grumpy old man. Because guess what? Han Solo's old grumpy man, and like Leia's kind of old grumpy lady.
Yeah.
Anyway, so final thoughts about episode 3 and episode 4. Which one did you prefer?
Episode 4.
Me too. I thought episode 4 was the strongest episode of the season. I think
it's
that was the
gonna
best
pick up
episode.
I think we're gonna pick up from here.
Now, my only thing, Jared, is that I said it last week. Thrawn. Come on now, man.
Look,
if he's the number one bad guy, and it really feels that he is, they're not bringing in anyone else over Thrawn. Thrawn's going to be the guy who will be the number one boss of the Empire. You gotta see that guy by now.
Well,
we are halfway through this show.
I think we're gonna see him in the back 9. I think we'll see him in 5 or 6.
Will we see him in episode 5? I want a Jared prediction.
Yes, because they're going there. And I think the Pengrils are going to help the Rebels get there.
The Purgles.
The Purgles, sorry. Purgles. The Purgles are going to help Mr. Kim
As we
and
leave it, the
Hera.
ring has disappeared. So the ring's going to Thrawn, right?
Yeah, but
And Ahsoka, her ship was left behind?
Yes.
Wait. Ahsoka's dead. She's in the world between worlds. But, Hera. But there also was it looked like there was like a little, it almost looked like a star or a cloud or something. Do you think they'll just follow that thing or try to shoot into it or something?
I think so.
Like, how else are they going to find it? Because they just destroyed the map. Purgles.
The Purgles. The Purgles will take them. The Purgles were the ones that took Thrawn and Ezra there in the first place.
Purgles. Okay. Listen, folks. Whew. Unbelievable. Action-packed episode. I am now going to cross my fingers and hope that this file's not corrupted. Because if it does, I'm going to jump off the goddamn bridge. He's Jedi Jared! I'm Darth David. Good night, everybody! See you next week.